Welcome to Saturday Night Live, Plays in the Pandemic Age. This is our second show for this series. We have received almost 400 RSVPs. Thank you for showing such enthusiasm for our play. Today, we present a play about a woman who hears a conversation on the phone she shouldn't have heard. Our play is about 30 minutes long. Screenshot photography is allowed. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy Lucille Fletcher's Sorry, Wrong Number.
Your call, please.
Operator, I've been trying to call Murray Hill 40098 for the last half hour, and it's been busy. I don't see how it could possibly be busy that long. Can you try that number for me, please?
I'll be glad to try that number for you. One moment, please.
I don't see how it could be busy all that time. It's my husband's office, and I'm all alone here in the house. My health is very poor, and I'm feeling a little nervous all day.
Ringing Murray Hill 40098.
Hello?
Hello, is Mr. Stevenson there, please?
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello, George?
Yes, this is George speaking.
Hello, who is this? What number am I calling, please?
I'm here with our client.
Oh, good. Is everything okay? Is the coast clear for tonight?
Yes, he says the coast is clear for tonight.
Okay, okay.
Where are you now?
In a phone booth. Don't worry. Everything's okay.
Very well. You know the address.
Yes, I know. Let's see now. At 11 o'clock, the private patrolman goes around the corner to 2nd Avenue for a beer.
That's right, 11 o'clock. And be sure all the lights downstairs are turned off.
Okay,
There should be only one light visible from the street.
okay.
What's that? Just a minute, George. Oh, a client tells me that at 11:15, a train crosses a bridge. It makes a noise in case there's a window open and she should scream.
Hello, what number is this, please?
Okay, I understand. That's 11:15, the train, eh?
That's right. Do you remember everything else, George?
Yeah. I'll make it quick. As little blood as possible, because our client does not wish to make her suffer.
That's right. You'll use a knife.
Yes, a knife. It will be okay. Afterwards, I'll remove all the rings and bracelets and jewelry from the bureau drawer because our client wishes to make it look like a simple robbery. Don't worry. Everything's okay.
How awful. How unspeakably awful.
Your call, please.
Operator, I've just been cut off.
What number will you be calling?
Well, operator, I was supposed to be calling Murray Hill 40098, but it wasn't. Some wires must have got crossed. I got cut into a wrong number, and I just heard the most dreadful thing. Something about a murder. And an operator, you simply will have to trace that call at once.
I beg your pardon. May I help you?
I know it was a wrong number and I had no business listening, but these two men, they were these cold-blooded fiends and they were going to murder somebody, some poor innocent woman who was all alone in a house near a bridge, and we've got to stop them. We've just got to.
What number are you dialing?
It doesn't matter what number I was dialing. This was a wrong number and you dialed it for me, and we've got to find out who it was immediately.
What number did you call?
Oh, why are you so stupid? What? Are you trying to tell me that you can't find out what number that was just now?
I'll connect you to the chief operator.
Oh, I think it's perfectly shameful. Now look, it was obviously a case of some little slip of the finger. I told you to dial Murray Hill 40098 for me. You dialed it, but your finger must have slipped. And I was connected with some other number and I could hear them, but they couldn't hear me. Now I simply fail to understand why you can't make that same mistake again on purpose. Why couldn't you try to dial Murray Hill 40098 in the same careless manner?
Murray Hill 40098. I will try it for you.
Thank you.
Well, I'm sorry, Murray Hill 40098 is busy.
Operator,
Your number, please.
you didn't try to get that number at all. I asked you explicitly and all you did was dial correctly.
I'm sorry, but what number are you calling?
Can't you forget for once what number I was calling and do something for me? Now I want you to trace that call. It's my civic duty and it should be your civic duty to trace that call and apprehend those dangerous killers. And if you won't do
I
it...
will connect you to the chief operator.
Oh, and please. Can't make anyone understand.
Hello, this is the chief operator. May I help you?
Oh, chief operator, I want you to trace a telephone call immediately. I don't know where it came from or who was making it, but it's absolutely necessary that it be tracked down because it was about a murder, that someone's planning a terrible cold-blooded murder of a poor innocent woman tonight at 11:15.
I see.
Can you trace it for me? Can you trace down those men?
Well, I'm not certain. It depends.
It depends on what?
It depends on whether the call is still going on. If it is a live call, we can trace it on our equipment. But if it's been disconnected, we can't.
Disconnected?
That means if the parties have stopped talking with each other.
Oh, but of course they must have stopped talking to each other. This was at least 5 minutes ago, and they didn't sound like the type who would make a long call.
Well, I could try to trace it for you. What is your name?
My name is Mrs. Stevenson, Mrs. Albert Stevenson. But listen, if you...
What is the phone number?
Plaza 32098. But if you keep on wasting time like this, I don't know what I will... Please.
Why do you want this call traced?
Why? No reason. I mean, I merely felt very strongly that something ought to be done about it. These men sounded like killers. They're dangerous. They're going to murder some innocent woman at 11:15 tonight. I thought the police ought to know.
Well, have you reported this to the police?
Well, no, not yet.
Then you want this call checked purely as a private individual?
Yes, but meanwhile, if you are going to...
I'm sorry, Mrs. Stevenson, but I'm afraid we cannot check this call for you just on your say-so as a private individual.
Why?
Well, we have to have something more official.
Oh, for heaven's sake. Are you trying to tell me that I can't report there's going to be a murder without getting tied up in all this red tape? Why, it's perfectly idiotic. Well, all right, I'll call the police myself.
That will be the best way to deal with this. Thank you.
Ridiculous. Never heard of such nonsense.
Your call, please.
Police department, get me the police department, please.
Ringing the police department.
Can't you ring them direct?
Police Department, Sergeant Martin speaking.
Police department, this is Mrs. Stevenson, Mrs. Albert Stevenson of 53, that's 53 North Sutton Place. I'm calling to report a murder.
What?
I mean, the murder hasn't been committed yet. I just overheard plans for it over the telephone, over a wrong number that the operator gave me. I've been trying to trace down the call myself, but everybody's so stupid. And I guess in the end, you're the only people who could do something.
Yes,
It was
ma'am.
it was definitely a murder. I heard their plans distinctly. Two men were talking and they were going to murder some woman at 11:15 tonight. She lived in a house near a bridge. Are you listening to me?
Yes, ma'am.
And there was going to be a private patrolman on the street. He was going to go around for a beer on 2nd Avenue. And there was a third man, a client, who was paying to get this woman murdered. They were going to take her rings and bracelets and use a knife. Well, it's unnerved me dreadfully and I'm not well.
I see. When was all this, ma'am?
About 8 minutes ago. Then you can do something. You do understand?
What's your name?
Mrs. Stevenson, Mrs. Albert Stevenson.
And your address?
53, that's 53 North Sutton Place. That's near a bridge, the Queensbury Bridge, you know. And we have a private patrolman on our street. And 2nd Avenue is...
What was that number that you're dialing?
Murray Hill 40098, but that wasn't the number I overheard. I mean, Murray Hill 40098 is my husband's office. He's working
Right.
late tonight, and I was trying to reach him to ask him to come home quickly. I'm an invalid, you know, and it's the maid's night off, and I hate to be alone, even though he says that if I have the telephone right beside me, it would be just...
Well, we will look into it, Mrs. Stevenson, and see if we can check with the telephone company.
The telephone company said they couldn't check the call. The parties have stopped talking. I've already taken care of that.
Oh, you have?
Yes. And personally, I feel you ought to do something more immediate and drastic and just check the call. What good does checking the call do if they've stopped talking? By the time you track it down, they would have already committed the murder.
We will take care of it. Don't you worry.
I say the whole thing calls for a search, a complete and thorough search of the city. I'm very near the bridge and I'm actually not very far from 2nd Avenue. And I know I'd feel a whole lot better if you sent around a radio car to this neighborhood at once.
What makes you think the murder is going to be committed in your neighborhood, ma'am?
Well, I don't know, but the coincidence is horrible. You know, 2nd Avenue, the patrolman, the bridge.
Ma'am, 2nd Avenue is a very long street. Besides, do you know how many bridges are there just in the city of New York alone? Not to mention Staten Island, Brooklyn, Bronx, the Queens.
I know all that.
How do you know this isn't some little house on, say, Staten Island, on some little 2nd Avenue you've never heard about? In fact, how do you know they're even talking about New York at all?
But sir, I heard the call on the New York dialing system.
Yeah, but maybe it was a long distance call you overheard.
No!
You know, telephones are funny things. Okay, let's look at it this way. Supposing you hadn't broken in on that call. Supposing you got your husband the way you always do. You wouldn't be so upset, would you?
Well, I suppose not. But it sounded so inhuman and so cold-blooded.
Well, a lot of murders are plotted in this city every day, ma'am. And we managed to prevent almost all of them. Unfortunately, a clue of this kind is so vague, it's like no clue at all.
But surely you can...
Unless, of course, you have reason to believe that the call was phony and someone is actually planning to murder you.
Me? No, I hardly think so. I mean, why should anybody? I'm alone all day and night. The only other person I see is my maid Eloise, and she's a 200-pounder and she's too lazy to bring my breakfast tray. And the only other person is my husband, Albert. And he's crazy about me. He waits on me hand and foot. And he has scarcely left my side when I became sick 12 years ago.
Well, then there's nothing to worry about. You just leave the rest of this to us, okay?
Well, what will you do? It's so late.
We will take care of it, lady.
Will you broadcast it over the entire city and send out squads and warn your radio crafts to watch out for suspicious neighborhoods, especially like mine?
Lady, I said we would take care of it. Now, if you don't mind, I got some other matters here on my desk that require my immediate attention. So, good night, ma'am. Thank you.
Oh, you idiot! Oh, why did I hang up the phone like that? Now he'll think I'm a fool. Oh, why doesn't Albert come home? Why doesn't he? Oh, I have to get the operator again. Oh.
Your call, please.
Oh, operator, for heaven's sake, will you ring that Murray Hill 40098 number again? I can't think what's keeping him so long.
I will get it for you.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Murray Hill 40098 is busy. I will try the number.
I can hear it. You don't have to tell me. I know it's busy. Oh. Hello? Albert? Hello? Oh, what's the matter with this phone? Hello? Hello? I wish I could get a breath of fresh air. See the street. Oh. Hello? 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 Who's trying to call me? What are they trying to do? Hello? Who's trying to call me? What are they trying to do? Oh. Call the operator.
Your call, please.
Hello, operator. I don't know what's the matter with this telephone tonight, but it's positively driving me crazy. I've never seen such horrible service. Now, look, I'm an invalid and I'm very, very nervous. And I'm not supposed to be annoyed. But if this keeps on much longer, I'm going to...
Seems to be the trouble.
Well, everything is wrong. I haven't had one bit of satisfaction out of one call I've made this entire evening. The whole world could be murdered for all you care. And now my phone keeps ringing and ringing and ringing, and every 5 seconds when I pick it up, there's nobody there.
I'm sorry. If you will hang up, I will test it for you.
I don't want you to test it for me. I want you to put that call through, whatever it is, at once.
I'm afraid I cannot do that.
You can't, and why may I ask?
The dial system is automatic. If someone is trying to dial your number, there is no way to check whether the call is coming through the system or not. Unless the person who's trying to call you complains to his particular operator.
Well, of all the stupid. And meanwhile, I've got to sit here suffering every time that the phone rings, imagining the worst possible.
I will try to check the trouble.
Check it.
For you, ma'am.
Oh, what's the use of talking to you? You're so stupid. I'll fix her. How dare she speak to me like that? How dare she speak to me like that?
Your call, please.
Young woman, I don't know your name, but there are ways of finding out. I'm going to report you to your superiors for your insolent behavior. Give me the business office at once.
You may dial that number direct.
Dial it direct? I'll do no such thing. I don't even have that number.
The number is in the directory, or you may secure it by dialing information.
Listen here. Phew. What's the use? Oh, for heaven's sake. Hello? Stop ringing me. Do you hear? Answer me. Who is this? Do you realize you're driving me crazy? Who's calling me? What are you doing it for? Oh, stop stop it, please. Please, I say. If you don't stop ringing, I will call the police. Do you hear me? Hello? Hello? If Albert could only come home. I'll let it ring. I won't pick it up. I won't pick it up. Oh, no. It stopped? Why did it stop ringing all of a sudden? Where's my clock? It's 5 to 11. They must have heard my voice answering. That's why they've been ringing. Oh. Where is she? Why doesn't she answer?
Your call, please.
Where were you just now? Why didn't you answer me? Give me the police department.
I'm sorry, the line is busy. I will try to get them for you.
Busy? That's impossible. The police department can't be busy. There must be other lines available.
The line is busy. I will try to get them for you later.
Oh, I've got to speak to them now. It may be too late. I've got to speak to someone.
What number do you wish to speak to?
I don't know, but there must be someone other than the police to protect us. Like a detective agency or something.
You will find agencies listed in the classified directory.
I don't have a classified. I'm too nervous to look it up. I don't know how to look it up.
I'll connect you with information. Perhaps she will be able to help you.
No, you're being spiteful. You don't care what happens to me. I can die and you won't even care. Oh no. Stop it. I can't stand it anymore. Hello. What do you want? Stop ringing. Will you stop?
Hello, is this Plaza 32098?
Yes. This is Plaza 32098.
This is Western Union. I have a telegram here for Mrs. Elbert Stevenson. Is there anyone there who can receive the message?
I am Mrs. Stevenson.
The telegram is as follows. Mrs. Elbert Stevenson, 50 North Sutton Place, New York, New York. Darling, terribly sorry. Tried to get you for the last hour, but line busy. Leaving for Boston 11 p.m. tonight on urgent basis. Back tomorrow afternoon. Keep happy. Love, signed Elbert.
Oh no.
Do you wish us to deliver a copy of the message?
No, thank you.
Thank you, madam. Good night.
Thank you. Good night. No, I don't believe it. He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. Nobody knows I'm alone. It's a trick. It's a trick.
Your call, please.
Operator, try that number, Murray Hill 40098 for me just once more, please.
You may dial that number direct.
Oh. 40098. Oh no, you're gone. Oh, Albert, how could If I'm alone, I'm going to go crazy. I don't care what he says or what the expense is. I'm a sick woman. I'm entitled to some consideration. I'm going to call information. 0, 1.
Hello, this is information. May I help you?
I want the telephone number of Henchley Hospital, please.
Yes, just a moment.
What? I don't have the street address. It's somewhere in the 70s. It's a very small, private and exclusive hospital where I had my appendix cut 2 years ago. It's
Yes.
Henchley. Henchley.
Yes, I'm trying to look it up for you, ma'am.
Hurry up, please, please. What is the time?
The time? For the time, you need to dial Meridian 71212, please.
For heaven's sake. Never mind. I have no time for dialing.
I have the phone number, ma'am. The Henchley Hospital number is Butterfield 89970. Thank you.
Is that Henchley Hospital?
Henchley Hospital.
Nurses registry, please.
Who is it that you want to speak to?
I want the nurses registry at once. I want a trained nurse. I want to hire her immediately for the night.
I see. What's the matter, madam?
Nerves. I'm very nervous. I need some soothing and I need some companionship. You see, my husband is away and I'm very...
Have you been recommended to us by any doctor in particular, madam?
No, but I really don't think all of that is necessary. I want a trained nurse. I was a patient in your hospital 2 years ago, and after all, I do expect to pay for this person.
We quite understand that, madam, but these are war times, you know. Registered nurses are just scarce right now. And our superintendent has asked us to send people out only on cases where the physician in charge feels it's absolutely necessary.
Well, it's absolutely necessary. I'm a sick woman. I'm a very upset, I'm alone in this house and I'm an invalid. And tonight I heard the most dreadful conversation. That has upset me. A woman is going to be murdered when a train crosses a bridge. And in fact, if someone doesn't come at once, I'm afraid I'm going to go out of my mind.
Well, I'll talk to Miss Phillips as soon as she comes in. Now, what is your name, madam?
Miss Phillips? When do you expect her to come in?
I really couldn't say that. She went out for supper at 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock? But it's not even 11 yet. Oh, my clock has stopped. I thought it was running down. What time is it?
Just 15 minutes past 11.
What
Now-
was that?
What was what, madam?
That click just now in my own telephone, as though someone had lifted the receiver off the hook of the external telephone downstairs.
I didn't hear it, madam. Now about this nurse.
But I did. There's someone in this house. Someone downstairs in the kitchen, and they're listening to me. They're listening. I won't pick it up. I won't let them hear me. I'll be quiet. And they'll think. But if I don't call someone now, they'll still know. There'll be no time. Oh, I need to get that operator.
Your call, please.
Operator. I'm in desperate trouble.
I'm sorry, I cannot hear you. Can you please speak louder?
Oh, I don't dare speak louder. There's someone listening. Can you hear me now?
I'm sorry.
But you've got to hear me. Please. You've got to help me. There's someone in this house. murder me. And you've got to get in touch with the police. There it is. Did you hear it? He's put down the extension phone. He's coming up the stairs. Give me the police department.
One moment, please. I will connect you.
Police Station 43, Sergeant Martin speaking.
Oh, police department. I'm sorry. Must have dialed the wrong number. Don't worry. Everything's okay.
The end. I will introduce the cast to you now.
I can't unmute I can't put on my video. Monica, can you put on my video, please?
Okay, yeah. Let me see if I can find you.
Thank you.
Okay. So our cast, Sharvari Dixit, Ashish Chakravarty, Swagato Basumallick, Tannistha Mukherjee, Sudipta Chatterjee, and Ranjita Chakravarty. Moksh Chitkara on sound.
And a
The
director.
director,
And our
Monica
director,
Mehta Chitkara.
Chitkara.
So we are going to start a series of 15 Zoom plays next week onwards. On Monday, we will have our full season ready and it will be announced on the website. You will also receive an email regarding all the plays. Please come and watch. I'm going to open the floor for a Q&A now. If you have a question, you may raise your hand using the raise your hand feature in chat. Let me enable the chat also. So there, I have enabled chat. You can write messages there. You can raise your hand and we will begin. Vikas is going to moderate the Q&A.
All right. Thank you, Monica. So thank you, everybody. I will essentially monitor the raised hands and I will allow you to talk. Please keep in mind that the screen on my window is arranged alphabetically, so I might go alphabetically. Vasan, I'm allowing you to talk. Vasan, you can unmute yourself and ask a question. Okay, maybe there is a concern. There was one question to the team.
Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, go for it.
I'm
There you are.
unmuted now. Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry. So who got murdered in the end?
What did you think? Who got murdered in the end?
I don't think it was Ranjita because the living room was different.
Well, it was the same room at a different angle. Did you notice the tree and the window?
Oh, and the background.
It was Ranjita. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
it was Ranjita. Okay.
It was Ranjita. Yeah. Maybe Sudipta should turn on that background again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we never saw that background before.
We never saw that background before. So.
And if you notice that the pictures are the same, the three pictures are the same.
Yeah, but one is a
What?
green wall and one is a white wall. So yeah.
Yeah.
It could be your camera display. It could be your display.
I guess.
Yeah.
Right now, but then we
For-
Any more questions? And of course, please feel free to raise your hands. I see Suren raising your hand. So Suren, I'm going to allow you to talk.
You can mute yourself now.
So Suren, unmute yourself and ask your questions. And then Kirit Bhai, you will be next after this. Suren, we can hear you. Or maybe not. Kirit Bhai, you can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Unmute them.
Moving to Sujit. Sujit, you can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Yeah, I'm just, I've been watching the chat and somebody's saying that two gundas can now take off their dark glasses so we can see their faces.
Follow.
So why was she murdered?
And who murdered it? And who murdered?
Okay, there were two questions. Why was she murdered and who murdered her?
Correct.
Last one part of it. Why was she murdered? Because according to the script, it seemed like somebody was planning to murder. We presume that it was the husband. It isn't clear. We presume it was the husband. Who murdered her? Please raise your hand, murderer. So
Can I answer that, Monica?
Your answer is breaking. We didn't get the answer correctly.
okay, go ahead.
Monica, you're echoing. Yeah, I think Ranjita, the Mrs. Stevenson was murdered because her husband just got tired of her and got.
Okay.
You are giving us the bad ideas. I'm just kidding.
Naatak is not liable for anything that happens after this.
All the husbands out there, please don't murder your wives. Please don't.
Thank you.
I have a going rate in case somebody's interested. So,
Rajiv, you had your hands raised. I have allowed you to talk, so you can unmute and ask the question.
I was wondering how was it done technically, because there was absolutely no delay in anything. Everything was perfect. As soon as the person would dial, Ranjita would dial, the dial tones will be coming through. Where was all this happening? From audience perspective, it was phenomenal to watch. Like someone wrote in the chat, it was looking like we were watching a 60s movie. So fantastic job done. So if you could describe the technical part of it, that'll be awesome. How things were being done.
So I will answer part of it, and then Moksh will take over, and then it's a team effort. So the technical aspect of Ranjita dialing and picking up and speaking was actually just the physical act of dialing that phone and picking up the receiver and putting it down. And then Moksh, you want to pitch in with the sound
ringing,
part?
dial tones, busy tones, were all from my end. So I made all the sounds in Adobe Audition, and then I was running them side by side with Zoom in VLC, and you can share computer audio on Zoom. So I was sharing my audio throughout the whole play and playing whatever sounds were needed.
Awesome.
And
Very cool.
One question that I saw in the Q&A from Naresh was this a live play or recording from last week? Of course, this was live. There was one other question, team, that I saw earlier when the play was going on. Meera had asked the question of that the set is wonderful, and how did we set up the telephone operator's office? So either Tannistha or whoever wants to take that.
So yeah, for the telephone operator's office, this is actually a green screen behind me, and I had the Naatak tech crew who helped me completely to set this up. We got the green screen, we put it up, and then we got the right picture to use as a virtual background. Then I've used a prop, which is actually just a board that I've covered. Like Monica got me the picture, and we took a printout and we placed it in such a way that it looks like an office. So yes, that's what we have done.
And because I have a different background.
All right, more questions. So I have Priyanka, then Hema, and then Hiran. In that order, please. All of you are unmuted. So ask away your question, Priyanka.
Yeah, first of all, a really well done show. I completely enjoyed it. And Mrs. Stevenson or Ranjita's performance was really good, conveying all the, the agony and the helplessness that she's feeling. And of course, I really enjoyed Moksh's sound mixing there because it was perfect and added to the overall feel of the play. Meera, you mentioned you're going to be doing 15 other plays. So what kind of topics are you thinking of in the future for the plays that you're looking at doing?
Monica, let me answer that.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm not on video. This is Sujit. Priyanka, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So by tomorrow, those 15 plays will be up on our website. They are a variety of plays. Some of them are a lot like this play. They are between 20 to 30 minutes long. Some of them are 2 hours long. So the idea is our primary goal with this play, in fact, and the previous play, as well as the 15 plays, is we will not do any play that we would not have done on stage. The first and foremost, the script has to be good. In addition, it has to be suitable for the Zoom format. Like this play is extremely suitable for the Zoom format. So the full list of plays will be available on our website tomorrow, and you will all get an email. These were our first 2 plays, and now we have 15 more. Lengthwise, 30 minutes to 2 hours. Some of them are comedies. Some of them are silly slapstick type plays. Some of them are extremely serious plays. Some of them can even be called high concept plays. You will see that when you look at the full list of plays on our website tomorrow. I hope that answers.
That's really good. And I'd watched the first one, or maybe the one that I watched wherein I forget the name, but that was also very entertaining. So different genre there and different one here, but completely enjoyed it. Thank you.
All right. Before Hema, before I come to you, I just wanted to make a few observations on the chat comments. Everybody's loving the background. Moksh, somebody is asking if this is your debut. I'll allow you to answer that.
Debut. I do a lot of filmmaking, so I'm used to doing sound mixing and stuff. This is my Naatak debut.
All right. Lot of compliments. Excellent work. The audio was perfect. Great creativity. So Hema, please ask away your question.
Yes. Thank you. I had a question when we were actually talking about who had murdered her. It was pretty obvious that, it was her husband coming back to haunt her, or he must be whatever tired of her. But what I want to ask now is for future plays, if there was a way you could, reverse the roles, right? It would be so much more fun for us women to see, we have a hard time with the men too, right? Some plays which would make us happy. And so that's all I have to say, but I'm so happy today. Thank you.
Okay, I'll respond to that. If you have such a script, and it's a well-written script, we'd love to stage it. Send it to us.
Of course, I will put some thought to it. Yes.
So the next is Hiran and then Amit. So Hiran, go ahead.
Hi, actually, this is Mahesh. I'm sitting with Hiran here right now. I wanted to congratulate everyone. This was my first Zoom Naatak right now. Fabulously done. It was very seamless, especially the sound. I believe with all these switches, sound can be very tricky. And my question is to the director, specifically for getting the actors prepped. I know in a theater, the acting has to permeate to the last seat. Now, since we were all on the first seat, how did you go about trying to, tweak it to the first seat viewing only? Thank you so much.
Very good question. Since we are all stage artists, yes, I had to remind them that it is a screen and you're very close to the screen, literally in the face of the audience. So you have to speak in a very normal volume and not yell at the mic. And also all acting has to be very underplayed compared to what we do on stage. So yeah, I did some research of my own before I directed it, and that's how I prepared my actors. And
Monica,
they did an awesome job. I'm very proud of what they did.
Monica, that's my Guruji speaking.
Oh, namaste.
Congratulations to all of you. Lovely play.
Thank you so much. Amit, your question, please.
Hi guys, just tremendous job. It's great to see a Naatak after so many years. I'm halfway across the world. I've been part of Naatak and now I get to see you all. So happy, Monica, to see your son also as part of this. Hello, Sharvari Ben, Sujit, Rajiv, great work. I'm so happy to be able to see it remotely after so many years. Thank you so much, and keep up the good work. Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Nanavati, right?
Yes, Nanavati. Yeah.
I make a comment. I started Naatak. My first play I acted with Amit Nanavati, and it was a pleasure. So I'm so glad you could watch this play. Thank you.
Thank you, Ramkali. Thank you.
It's one of those things of this pandemic times. It is uniquely bringing us closer together while we all sit at our homes. That's amazing. I think I had Keshini, if I'm getting your name right. You had a question. Please go ahead.
Hi, Ranjita. Thank you for another fabulous rendition. I just want to thank everyone for this opportunity. I was curious also for the director, how do you pick your cast? Do you look at the script first and then pick your cast, or how does that process work?
So usually for Naatak, we always have an open audition. We look at the script and we describe the roles and the age we want for each and every role. And that's how we have an audition. But this time, because it was very new, Zoom platform was very new, and we were just trying out how it would work. So I did read the script and then I decided on the cast. So for this play, we did not have an audition, but we always have a very open audition, and it's open to anyone who comes in.
And just to add to what Monica is saying, we will be restarting auditions from next week for our future plays, for our 15 plays. Okay.
All right. Next question is for Satyajit. Go ahead.
Hi, it's actually Bratati. Both Satyajit and I watched it together. We are Basumallick's friends from Seattle. And that was absolutely fantastic. I was gripping my seat. I had not seen this play before. It was professional quality. And I was wondering, how long did you rehearse, and how did you conduct your rehearsals?
Would any actor like to comment on that? Maybe Ranjita, go ahead. How long did we rehearse?
It's all kind of a blur. A couple of weeks, 2 weeks. I don't know.
I would say a little more.
We rehearsed.
Certainly 2 weeks, quite intense.
And we rehearsed entirely over Zoom. Pretty much what you're seeing now, we did that because everybody is under lockdown, and not lockdown, shelter in place. And so, Monica would call a Zoom rehearsal and we would rehearse for an hour or so. And yeah. That was fantastic. Just like watching a movie.
Thank you.
And I believe there was somebody who asked the question of they joined in late. Is there a way they can watch it? I have put the YouTube link on the chat. I will do that once again now. Feel free to watch it. Of course, if you search YouTube Naatak channel or for Sorry Wrong Number, you should also be able to get to this video. I think I have gotten most of the raised hands. Yes, I guess. So just going back to some of the comments again, a lot of people liking the performances. Some people are saying that they've seen the stage performance and watching this was like watching a movie. Ranjita, special kudos to you. You were stunning, was the comment. I think the question about auditions we answered already. I see Meera Devang. I'm allowing you to talk. Go ahead, Meera and Devang.
Yeah, hi, this is Dave. Meera is not here. She just stepped out, but it was brilliant, especially technically. Big kudos to Moksh. My wife works for Adobe, so cheers for that. And Ranjita Di, I'm all over a new big fan of yours. It was brilliant the way you were. None of you guys were. I have more of compliments than the question this time. None of you guys were looking at the script. Most of the Zoom plays I've seen, people are looking at the script on the hand and performing. So this was really felt like I was watching a play. It was my same question somebody asked. I was like, is this a re-recording, or are you guys really? How are you doing it so well without the script? All of you. When Sudipta was standing against that phone booth, the payphone, what have you, it looked like a real. I was like, is this a green screen, or is he really have this whole prop? Because Naatak is so famous for doing the props right. I enjoyed the coded phones, the cap on the cop, the blue cap. I have lived in New York 16 years, so I could relate to all the street names. I kind of partially grew up there, so thank you. And I look for the future plays. I just have to say again, this is a genuine compliment as a long-time Naatak goer. There's a reason Naatak has been in existence for 25 years. There's a reason it is not only the oldest but the largest Indian theater company in US. So again, I just want to say claps. And I want to request two things to Sujit, Vikas, Raji and all. At the Naatak at the end, if it's a live play, we get to go meet the cast. Maybe you guys can allow, just like you're allowing us to unmute, you can unmute the video also, so they get to see us. They get the real appreciation. Just humble suggestion. And yeah, I'm very much looking forward to the future productions. Even the last one I watched, you guys are jumping into a completely new kind of medium, and I've really enjoyed the technicalities of it, besides the performances. And Sharvari Ben, good to see you perform after all this time. You're doing the makeup for Naatak. Sorry, I'm talking too much. I'll mute myself.
Finally.
Thank you, Devang. I think there were two other hands. I got Anju and Saurav. So Anju, go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, hey all. Ranjita Di, how did you do back-to-back plays? Oh my God, you're just so amazing. I'm your forever fan. So congrats. This is lovely seeing you in your satin shirt. This is amazing. Monica, oh my God, it was so nice seeing you direct this play so flawlessly. I mean, it's keeping up with the Naatak tradition and their trademark amazing performances. So great. I've worked with practically almost all of you except for poor Sharvari and Sudipta. So this is the first time I'm seeing you all on stage. It was amazing. Ashish, Tan, my God, my very close friends, my KOC gang. Love you all for making my evening so interesting. Again, kudos to everyone. Swagato. You were good too. What can I say? I've never seen you act, but I've always seen you behind the camera. This is nice to see you in front of the cameras. Great job, all, and keep it up. Thank you for a lovely 1 hour of fun. Bye.
Thank you so much. Saurav, your question, please.
Yeah. So last time I complimented Sujit, I told him like how I've been following Naatak since the Bugaboo days. Again, an excellent play. Just a quick question. like for the Zoom backgrounds, how do you, like Zoom has this issue, right? Especially when you have a background, it cuts in and out. So I wonder, like, have you guys figured out a way to like not have that in and out thing going, or?
I mean, the short answer is yes, but I guess the longer answer is a lot of trial and error, combination of green screen. Look, you can see Ashish and his reactions. So yeah, green screens and what props to use and what works and what doesn't work. The 2 weeks of rehearsal are, these are all professional actors in a way. They don't need too much time to act. So a lot of time goes in these technicalities. I took the stage, guys. You can answer the question.
Yeah, I agree with Vikas. It's a lot of trial and error, and just which one has the right color where people do not merge in and out, and yeah, just trial and error.
Yeah, interesting. So Vikas, as you speak, I figure that your voice and my voice sounds very similar. I don't know if you feel the same thing, but I listened to my Zoom recording and your voice sounds so much like mine. I was astounded.
Yes, it kind of does. I can see what you're saying. Yep. All right. I see Mukta. Mukta, go ahead with your question.
Yeah, hi. I really don't have a question. I just wanted to compliment the entire cast and crew. This is just amazing and unbelievable that, necessity is the mother of invention. And what an invention. I mean, I can't imagine how, all of you are just sitting alone in your rooms with a green screen behind you. And, you just brought the whole script together and, to life. So when I got the invitation from Swagato, I actually decided to join more out of curiosity to just see, what was the idea, exactly how it can be done with social distancing. And I'm just so glad I joined in, and, I'm really looking forward. I'm hooked to this. So kudos to all of you. Bravo.
Thank you, Mukta.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Again, I won't be able to address all the comments. There are so many comments on chat, but again, very positive things, claps and individual performances. Monica, you are being singled out quite a bit for an excellent work in direction. So that's kudos to you. I think I have covered all the hands, and I have covered all the Q&A questions that came up as well. If anybody else has anything else to say, please go ahead, raise your hand. I'll unmute you and we can go with more questions. Okay, I think that is it. All right. So Monica, take it away. This is your show, so I'll give you the last word.
Well, thank you for coming and appreciating. And I know we cannot hear the claps, but I loved all the compliments and all the questions. So thank you so much. And please come and watch the next play on July 11th. He Said, She Said by Naatak.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Vikas, shall I end this meeting?
I think we can. Yes, let's do that.
Okay.